Oh, I don't believe in writer's block.
Okay.
Um, the reason I say that I don't, and I'm not saying that I don't suffer from it. When I was a journalist, you had to produce words that went on the page because there was a deadline, and quite often that deadline, particularly if it was breaking news, was that day, possibly
Mhm.
in a couple of hours' time. And so you just had to write. You didn't have a choice. And I think because of that, I've never really truly believed in this idea of writer's block. I think there are moments when you're not inspired. I think there are moments when you sit down and you type 5,000 words, 4,875 of which are not worth reading, and then you go back and you have to rewrite them. But I mean, that kind of classic idea of sitting there staring at the screen, or I mean, even like in The Shining, where you've got Jack as you've got the main character typing Jack as a dull boy. All work. What's he write? All work and no play
All
makes
work and
Jack
no
a dull
play
boy.
make Jack a dull boy.
Yes. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Stephen King is obviously a far greater writer than I am. Perhaps you should talk to him about writer's block and why he had his character suffer from that. But I don't really see writing as, it's not a hobby for me. It might be at the moment because I'm not making a living out of it, but it wasn't for the 25 years before I started writing novels full time. I had to make a living, and I did make a living, and so you get past I don't know what to write, and you just write and
Mhm.
power through, and then go back and revise and change things and take things out. And we see this is why I think for me also starting at the end or starting in the middle is also very helpful, because then I'm not stuck at what I want to say at the outset. I already know how I want to end, or I already know that a third of the way through I'm going to start writing about this. So I just have to figure out how to get there.
So
It's like
so
having
jumping
stepping
around from
stones.
the beginning, or like when you get stuck?
I mean, at the beginning, when I'm starting a new project, yes, I'm jumping around because I'm coming up with I'd like this and I'd like that, and oh, this is a fun idea. And if I have that, what about this? And oh, and then I hear this line in my head, and I think, oh, I want to have that in there somewhere. Not all of this ends up in the final novel, but it shapes the way that I write it, gives me other ideas along the way that I then
Mhm.
use or don't use. So yes, it's all a bit chaotic, but I think it works in the end. And I have nothing but the deepest admiration for people who can sit down and pin cards to a board. Um, scene one, act one, scene one, act one, scene two, and I'm going to have this and I'm going to have that, and it's going to flow from here to there and from there to here. And I have nothing but admiration for people like that, because that's definitely not how my brain works.